or abandon the pets. Many pet parents have come to us asking about the susceptibility of animals towards COVID-19. So on this, we have a special guest with us, Dr. Vinod Sharma, Head of Hospital Division, DCC Animal Hospital. He's Limca Book of Record holder, having training from Zurich Vet College, Switzerland, also certified and trained from RSPCA England in animal welfare. Welcome to the show, Dr. Vinod.
Thank you very much, Sweta ji.
So many pet parents, pet owners have this concern. What is your understanding on this in this testing time when parents are abandoning their pets?
See, in my opinion, as a veterinarian, there is no need to panic. And otherwise, as a human also, in these conditions and today's situation, one should not panic. Staying home, staying safe is the right line, that we are using. And same applies to the pets also. Love them, hug them, and stay with them. They are not going to transmit you anything. It's a time God has given us to just spend with them, and things which you have to be careful with the pets right now when you have a pet at home is to have first aid kits. That should be always. One should have first aid kits, proper pet food supplies, contact number of all the emergencies where they can call and ask, in any case of problems or any incident or accident, whatever. So these are the we should be little bit, thinking about not leaving the pets on the streets. And that was never an answer, and it is not an answer, and it will never be an answer. So they never transmit you anything like COVID-19. So again, I am just, insisting on one line: stay safe, stay with them. They will make you happy and keep you happy.
Yeah, Vineeta is back with us. She has a pet, and I have enjoyed her videos even during this time when the world is struggling with COVID-19. And she is just too happy in those pictures. Vineeta, how are you taking care of your pet? And do you have any fear in mind that your pet can be susceptible?
I'll tell you, as where doctor said that, we should just not abandon them or leave them on the road. That's never been an answer. Rather, pets have always got and filled a vacuum in our lives. And at this point in time, when people are vulnerable, they are so susceptible to what is happening around, and there is an emotional upheaval. I think pets are the only answer. You have to hug them, cuddle them, and they absolutely de-stress you. And scientifically, as all the experts and all are saying, that in no way they are going to be, transmitting anything. Just for 1 minute, just for a second, think about it. If your child was, susceptible or is going through something, would you abandon your child? How can you do that? It's and people who are saying that, because of suburb, and I get a lot of queries asking, that if we could run a campaign. There are so many pet lovers who are just not able to decide how to look after the pets. For some reason, there was somebody who was telling me that they have put the pet in a room and they are feeding him there only. That's the least that you can do out of a pet. Pet is to actually be your emotional support at this point in time, and rather move out of your house and try and support the stray dogs as well.
Right.
All of a sudden, they are finding it difficult to find their food.
Right. So, Dr. Vinod,
Yeah.
we have this question from RWAs. Many of the RWAs, they have this concern. The families that have a pet, they should not take the dogs out for a walk, or they should be, restraining them inside the house. And if they have to go out for a walk, what are the precautions? Can you just brief it to our viewers?
See, while you are taking the dog out, it is equally, they want walks. They need to go out for to ease themselves and to do the natural calls. Because they are trained that way that they don't use the balcony or the house.
Right.
So this is a question remains in the mind still, because social distancing is one thing we can still apply all the time. That when we can speak with the RWA, we can fix the timings. What is the timings? We can just maintain that. If we have we have to calculate it, and we have to sit and discuss it, because this is a big question remains in everybody's minds. because social distances is the only answer to keep this COVID away from each, spreading. So when we take that walks in groups, definitely is going to spread back. We can't maintain that.
Right.
So we have to really sit with them and just decide a method that we can, take them and walk in different timings and different places or different corners, so they can just ease themselves and just come back, and keeping the social distancing in mind.
But there have been concerns also about pets like cats because they come from canine families. So, what is your take on this? What are the animals that are susceptible if we don't talk only about dogs?
See, the only thing, which I was just hearing on the show also, only one cat was reported that was in, was the past news. There is
Yeah.
latest theory which is says that there is nothing to worry about any animal at all. It is in feline family, they are the carrier of it, but they never transmit it. This is the latest thing. And, there's a lot research has to be done on this. I'm not a right person in this situation to say yes or no to it, but there is so much going on that there will be so many questions and there will be so many answers, and theories and stuff will keep on changing, because this is science, and this virus is
Yeah.
such a virus that scientists are fighting against it, finding a solution to this. So we have to really follow the rules and regulations which are given by the government to protect us first, and then to protect the our pet families, because if we are there, definitely we can protect them and keep them safe and happy in future.
Right.
So follow the rules, instructions given by the government, discuss it, because this is the first time which has come in the the world, this problem. So there will be many ways, there are many ways coming out to solve the problems.
Vinita, how is your RWA treating you when you have a pet?
Oh, I think I should say that they're amazing in terms of having a lot of pets around and the pet lovers. So that way, our RWA, where I stay in IV, they are very, very friendly. But certainly, as Doctor was saying, there has to be your personal restrictions, because we are talking about social distancing. Taking pets down for a walk does not definitely give you the, the permission or mandate to stand together, to chat, because usually that's the tendency when the pet lovers and the pet mommies meet. But I think somewhere down amid whatever is going on, that one has to break in. And yes, within our community also, there are a lot of pet, not owners, but the stray lovers, I should say, or they've been feeding. But definitely that has come to stand still for some reason, and people are scared and skeptical to move out, and all those things are happening. But there are people who are at least keeping water, so that's what we've been doing.
Okay,
So they
we have a viewer with us, Rudransh, and he has a question. Is it a good idea to buy a pet in such a period? ऐसा समय चल रहा है, तो is it a good idea to get a pet at this time?
In my opinion, this is not the right moment to just buy a pet, because it's too much. First of the breeders are at home. Let them, they we will not find anything which is good, and you should not visit a place, where the, you find and people are visiting. So better not. It's not the right moment to go for it. I would say this.
Okay, Dr. Vinod, those pet owners who already have a pet, what basic precautions besides social distancing when you are taking out your dog for a walk or a nature call? What basic precautions should be taken at this time?
See, first thing that when you go on a walk, it is I always say, live and live responsibly. The thing is this, that take them on a leash, always keep, pick up the poo, what they do. So you have to keep the hygiene in the mind, and social distancing. Leash is something, if it is always 6 feet or 5 feet or 4 feet. So it will just, people around you, they will be away from, definitely 3 to 4 5 feet, definitely. So keep that distance maintained, and hygiene is very important. So don't let the poo lying on the ground. I know it should be removed immediately. Your pet should be fully vaccinated. I'm sure everyone is so responsible these days. They go for vaccine and deworming, and keep them neat and clean and love them.
Dr. I have a question here. I think we have a vaccine for the dogs of coronavirus. So before this whole COVID-19 thing happened, nobody really gave too much of attention to it. There was a divided opinion. Should we actually get the vaccine done for corona for dogs or not? Hence, because nobody had heard about corona thing in and across the world. So what do you suggest in current situations?
In my knowledge and opinion, the corona vaccine, what we use is a gastric form. This is a different, completely different strain. It's not in a respiratory, strain which is in dogs. So no panic about it. So we all vets are doing all the corona vaccines again because it's a very, the virus which kills dogs, when they are puppies, at the stage when they are very young. So that is the time, we do the vaccination at the age of, like 80 days or 90 days or 60 days. So it depends person to vet to vet, and the environment as well. So the strain is completely different. So nothing to worry about it.
So, doctor, do you think cat owners, there are many people who have cats also these days. So cat owners have to trade a little more carefully?
See, what cats, they can't transmit that strain to you, right? There is no transmission from cat to humans, which is the latest. Like I was just googling it.
Okay.
So thing which comes in, every time what we do, when as a pet parent or as a veterinarian or any person as a human also, that hygiene. Everybody talks about hygiene. When you touch your animal, after that you wash your hands. Keep your pet clean. Keep the, when you take them out, the feet, everything should be properly washed or clean or rubbed or, so hygiene is one thing. I'm just insisting all the time on hygiene, because we forget. First step when you enter house is wash your hands. When you touch the pet, wash your hands. We have to teach kids, we have to teach everyone, when even you go and love street animals, like other stray dogs, come and wash or keep a sanitizer in your hand after touching them. It's not about COVID, it's not about other diseases also.
So during this time, do you think people should restrain from kissing or getting too close to their animals?
I think so. In my opinion, it's always good. But if your dog is fully vaccinated, fully warm, it's a basically hygiene. I don't know how to.
Vineeta is smiling. She cannot control when she sees her pet. She cannot control.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing because he brings so much of energy into the household, and not only our household, in and around Ivy and where I stay and other ways.
Secondly,
People are.
Out here, when it comes to the kissing, the dental hygiene of dog is very important. We forget it. So dental hygiene is very, very important. So whenever anybody visit next to the vet, should ask, please check the dental hygiene of my dog.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So
they're made to brush and things like that as well, right?
Since I don't have a pet currently, but I have been mulling over. My son has been insisting for a pet. But due to this COVID-19 thing, we somehow couldn't get one. But, he has been after my life for last 4 or 5 years. So I think I need to know a lot about pets. And dental hygiene is one thing I have come to know about.
Dr. I have something to ask you here. So there have been a lot of posts which have been circulating, also saying that the sanitizers should not be used on the dogs, whether it is paws or or in our hands which have sanitizers. We shouldn't be touching them. And how far it is true?
See, coming to sanitizer, one is that you take them on walk. It is good to wash. Water is the best solution to do it. Sanitizers are like you can use them in your hands and is applied, but if they leak it, that could be a problem. So better if you can avoid it because they are not the carriers of it.
Okay.
Washing is the best solution. You can always wash the feet. That's not a problem. I would say, there is so much to go and study and to be researched about this COVID-19, which is really a tough task for each and every one. And I think so we have to learn a lot about it. So best thing today is the Lakshman Rekha, what the government is saying, just stay in that and love them and hug them and whatever, but keep them safe and love them.
Since you have a good qualification of animal welfare and you are a vet, doctor, people have been contacting you for more information on this?
They do ask, there's so many calls I get in a day that, what should we do? I always tell them nothing to do, just stay with them in your home, stay with him, पड़ोस में बैठाइए, साथ में बैठाइए, गोद में बैठाइए, ब्रश कीजिए, cuddle कीजिए. अब you just pass your good vibes and टेक द गुड वाइब्स फ्रॉम हिम. जो उससे पॉजिटिव वाइब्स, उसके जो लव से आपके अंदर आने वाली हैं, वो आपको एक पॉजिटिविटी देंगी. आपका हीलिंग प्रोसेस अच्छा होगा. When you love the pet, like your immune system gets strong because you feel good, you feel positive, so immune system enhances.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic actually to have pets, and at this point in time, definitely because the emotional stress get busted down.
And Vinita, I want you also to share the incident that you were sharing with me in the morning today about one of your friend who has a couple dog.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah.
oh, that's amazing.
Mm.
So yeah, so I have somebody known, and she has chihuahuas, and
Mm-hmm.
very surprisingly, and of course, as we know, the chihuahuas is a very small breed, and she's into wellness and has her own, and chihuahua typically delivered 5 pups in her lap.
Wow.
And she was like, she'd already placed the stuff wherever, she was expecting the so-called, that the delivery and all, whatever to take place. But her little girl was so uncomfortable because of the labor, I guess. And, finally she came back and she, settled in a mama's godi. And she said, before I could realize, I saw a life coming out of her. She says, I didn't know how to react, though I had just seen the videos that if at all, what to do with those kind of scenarios. She said, I didn't have time to react. And I was seeing how the babies come out. Perhaps the babies come out in bags and the mother eats up the bags. And I think Dr. would be able to tell us more on that. And she had a whole experience about talking with how nature has made each and every living being so perfect in its own sphere that they can look after themselves and the little babies.
I think what I have learned from this discussion is it's amazing to own a pet, and once
You
you
should
have
also have
it,
one, Shweta, very soon now.
I think so. I've been mulling over it for quite some time, and we are also trying to connect with Sanjana. We had a good discussion with her, Sanjana Jon. She's currently taking care of more than 400 stray dogs, and she has her own 15 to 16 dogs at her place. Brilliantly she's handling and arranging food for them. She's trying to connect with us. We'll try, the moment we have the right signals, we'll get in touch with her.
But
So
Shweta, I'll have to say something here because it's amazing to see how people have come together in and around, and they're taking care of the pets colony-wise. And there's so many of them in Gurgaon, and I think in most of the places in and around Gurgaon on the stray, you'll find healthy dogs.
right,
That's a different thing. There is always a discussion with the RWAs want them inside or outside, and all that is a never-ending discussion.
right.
But definitely, there are many dog lovers out there.
Yeah, Sanjana is there with us. Hi, Sanjana, welcome back.
Hi, good to be back with you.
Same here. So they couldn't join us during the conversation that we had earlier.
Right.
I just would like you to share your experience during this time when there's lack of food, how you're managing, what are the difficulties you're facing. I just want you to share it with the viewers again and also with the guests that are there with us today.
Sure, it's great to be back with both of you finally. One of the issues that I'm facing, people are still complaining because now it's so quiet outside, as you know, and people are sitting at home. So when the street dogs come and if they make any noise, people are still complaining a lot. And I have one who somebody broke the hip. So somebody brought the puppy over, the hip is broken. So even though we are giving it medication, when in pain, the baby cries. And then I keep getting calls from all around. Everybody's complaining. Throw the baby. We don't want. What do you do? I mean, they have to understand it's a puppy. It's not my puppy, but it's a street puppy. And they don't want such things happening. So even in such a trying time, people are not, in a way, understanding the situation, nor are they being I would say human when it comes to situations like this.
Yeah, what should be done, Dr. Vinod Sharma, in such a situation when even in our neighborhood, when a person owns a dog and it cries, and some people I have seen, one of my neighbor only leaves the dog in the balcony in the peak heat, peak summertime, and the dog keeps crying. How should you deal with such a situation?
I will just answer step by step. One was Sanjana's question that the street dog and she's looking after her very well. I'm thankful to you, and she's a great heart and a great human being herself, that she's doing so great and good job. And please continue that. We have
Thank you.
animal yeah, we have animal shelters, like NGOs, which they can take dog in these conditions. They should be taking, actually. They are open and they are feeding animals. There's one way of doing it. And second, there are some animal hospitals which are still functioning in Gurgaon and around, which I know, and vets. So they can just provide you the medication and the medical treatment, and that the second way of doing it. And they can also keep the pup in their hospital. So regarding that particular pup, which have the hip fracture, what you're talking about.
Right.
And
Yeah.
second is like people who have the habit of tying animals in the balcony, and they are with the rules and system. They can't take them out. Definitely, it's a way of to ask help. They don't speak. People, they say, but I
Right.
always say they speak. We don't understand them. They
Yeah.
speak. They
True.
have a language. They have a language. We don't understand that language. We don't try to understand that language. He is complaining to go out and just to release himself or to relieve himself, or not that even. He wants to sit with you in your couch. That's what he demands. So we have to understand that. It's not always the
Yeah.
medical problem, it's needed. It's always many times it 90% is love which animal needs from you, not the
True.
medication.
Sanjana, since Dr. Vinod Sharma is there with us, we have already discussed earlier about whether to use the sanitizer on the on the pets, or also about the vaccination issues that are there these days. Do you have any
Yeah.
concern, any query, since you are handling so many of the dogs presently? You have any
Yeah.
concern that you would
Uh,
like to?
yeah. So, doctor, currently we are feeding in different areas in Gurgaon 400 plus dogs, street dogs. Some of
Yeah.
them are pets who have been abandoned as well. So my guys go and they take dongas filled with food, and we have kept containers that they clean up and then they feed them. Now they are wearing gloves, they are wearing masks and everything, and they do sterilize themselves when they come back. But is there any issue? Is there any concern when they are feeding the street animals in different locations? Should we be worried in any way?
See, any area which is highly pandemic, like they have quarantined that area, the government has done it. So try to feed the animals outside, leave the food outside, don't enter that area. Number one. Number
Right.
two is
Yeah.
follow the rules and regulation which are just instructed by the government of India. Number
Yeah.
three is they whatever the mechanism they are following to sanitize them and to keep them away from this problem. That is absolutely right.
Hmm.
Wearing masks, cleaning hands, washing hands, doing proper the clothing and stuff. But always
Right.
just deal with animals or anything like that. Sanitization, hygiene is very important, and I'm sure all of the feeders and animal and lovers, they know about it.
Right.
So
No, we are.
there's nothing much to add on it, but only thing that's keep doing it regularly, keep a lot of water in your in the vehicle, and keep sanitizers, lot many soaps, and Savlon, liquid betadine, and stuff like that. Just keeps, if you see any animal which needs any there is any injury or anything, they can just apply the first aid thing that get given to them. And one thing more, one thing more,
Yeah.
that whenever they just clean the wound or clean anything, they should always have a dustbin in their vehicle so they don't throw that stuff outside, and they bring it back and
Yeah.
properly dispose it off.
Right.
Okay.
Dr.
I'll
But
make
here,
sure that they do that.
Yeah.
We have a query from Prashant Sagar, a viewer. He is writing, I have a cat and it goes out. Is it safe?
It is. It is. It is safe.
So,
Doctor, I have something to, sorry.
no,
Yeah.
Vineeta, continue, please.
No, I really liked what Doctor said, initially that the dogs have a language. It is just that we humans have to understand it. They actually can communicate completely what we are, if they are in pain, they are happy, and I actually can say perhaps they laugh and they smile also. It's just that, we have to feel it,
True.
whether it comes through their eyes, their emotions, and things like. It's very sad to really know. I also know there's a corporate couple. They for whatever reason they just got a pet, and when they go out to work they just leave the pet in the balcony. I mean,
It's
do you
terrible.
think, and I've heard that because it's extremely terrible, the stress also reduces the life of a pet. Is it true, doctor?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. See, I'll just add on to this. Stress, it always in us and in animals also, even in plants also. Stress means like it's no water, nothing like that. It's with the nature. So it always reduces your immune system. So when your immune system is strong, so good nutrition and keeping staying and healthy and happy always boost your immune system. So tying the pet all the time on a leash or leaving him in a balcony will always his immune system is going to go down and he will be prone to many diseases, right? So keep them happy, off the leash, good them good nutrition, and the street animals are so healthy. I was working in an NGO for 25 years. I've seen staying with them 365 days into 24 or 24 hours. When they are free, they don't fall sick. They don't carry anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So
We have another viewer with us, Pushpa Nair, and she wants to know, why do condos equate taking pets out to plain walking? Uh, I think what she wants to ask is the general problem which is existing in almost all the condominiums in Gurgaon these days. They are being restrained. I think she is joining us a little late, but still we can get back to her question and doctor can answer it well.
this question is like coming to all depends on the RWAs and the people who are staying there. I'm not the right person to say yes or no to it because it's their rules and regulations what they should. But if I am the president of the RWA, I'm going to say please walk them, but keep a distance, maintain a distance. But in society we have both type of people. Like the good and the bad, the good, positive, and the negative. They are right their side, they are right their side. So we have to make a balance and just work on it. So
So,
people have
Vineeta, since you have a dog, you have been residing in a condominium. How should people or the pet owners deal with such a situation where RWA comes up restraining them to take them out for a walk? And since you're running an awareness drive also, how should pet owners handle such a situation?
See, I'll take it in two parts. One, where I'm staying, as I said, that in the ivy, there are very many pet lovers and so on and so forth. So, as such, we do not have any restriction. But definitely, coming back to what Docs have said, that at every condominium there are two sets of people. One, those who love dogs or pets, and there are the other ones who have their own apprehensions about it. And we also have these two set of people. And so the scenario is that, see, I think pet also does not like to go towards the people who don't like them. They have a particular kind of sense. And secondly, it's always better to stray away from there who don't like them. And RWAs, each RWA has its own whims and fancies, I should say, or rules and regulations which one has to follow. But even if the dogs are being walked out, so just pick up the poo. There are usually the dog areas which are demarcated for the dogs and the owners to reach out there, and so that they can release themselves. But otherwise, if they're doing it in and around, then it definitely becomes a responsibility of the dog owners. And most importantly, your dog has to be vaccinated. And also, please do not approach the people or get into any argument with the people who are not very friendly to the pets. See, it is not about their being good or their being bad. The scenario is that that's okay. There are all sorts of people, and if they're not into that zone where they've never handled a pet, they've never seen a pet, so let's respect that as well.
Okay, another query we have from Harshita Sharma. She writes, can infected animal transmit it to humans? Which the doctor said no, but she says a tiger recently got infected in the USA.
See how it goes, the feline family, COVID-19, which is virus, it was infected in USA and they have just found it. It is not going to be, go to the humans, number one. Now they are trying to study this, that how it has come to the zoo. It means there was some infected person there and he has given it to the tiger. So it's the other way, like we have given to them, they are not giving it to us.
So once transmitted to a tiger, the tiger cannot transmit it to humans. That's what you want to say, doctor?
No, I want to say the human has transmitted to the tigers, not the tiger. They can't do it.
Okay, they cannot do it.
Yes.
Okay, another question we have from Neha Sharma, and she writes, with few cases of animals also testing positive for COVID-19 coming out, are there any specific signs or symptoms to watch out for, in fact?
See, it's like this, mostly the respiratory symptoms you will just see in them. But still, this disease is new disease and new virus, it is the respiratory form, it is happening in the animals also, then all the respiratory symptoms will arise.
All right. And in the end, we would like Sanjana, you've been an animal activist and have been handling so many dogs and stray animals. You've been appealing through social media, through various modes. I would like you to appeal through this platform, the people who have been insensitive towards animals. What is your say on this?
See, I definitely would tell them that it's important to understand, even in spirituality. Let's forget the medical, let's forget the humane bit, because in India, most of us resort to spirituality. I mean, if you look at a temple, you do see Bhairo Baba with a dog. So even if you don't understand the humane aspect, you don't understand the pet value, as we all might just be looking at them as animals, understand there is a spiritual context too, and especially in India a lot of people might understand that better. So please, if nothing, do not harm them. They are not out to do any harm to you. If you don't like them, just stay away, but don't poison, kill, which we do see around us. Just be kind, stay away. That's the last thing if you don't like them. So this is a basic appeal that I would make to anybody. But the ones who do love them, please do feed them, please do take care. Even if there are 1 or 2 spare rotis in the house or water, just give them basic food and water.
I wanted to come to this point because there are people who put their food or the waste in the dustbin instead of giving or offering it to animals or people outside. I think there should be some arrangement through which we can. And people during this COVID thing are restricted. They are not willing to go out and give it to the animals, or they are not going out that much. So I think this has created or made the problem a bigger problem. Doctor, you want to say something?
I was trying to say one thing that, coming to the conclusion on my, like the medical thing, if your immune system of the animal or the pet is strong, which you have to need to deworm them, vaccinate them, and give it a good nutrition and keep stress-free. 4 steps if you follow regularly with whole life of the pet, most of the diseases will stay away and he will be a happy, healthy dog.
All right. And Vineeta,
hug them, love them, and just nurture them and enjoy them, being in their life. You're lucky if you have one pet at home. Changes the entire energy of the house.
Thanks a lot, all the guests, for joining us in the conversation. It was a lovely having you all here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Sweta. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you.
I hope viewers have enjoyed the overall conversation and found it interactive. We must have learned also that animals towards animals, we don't only need to be human, also we need to be not only be sensitive, but there's a spiritual context also to it. So we had a good list of guests with us today. We'll be joining again with you all in the coming session. Thanks a lot for watching National Khabar.